Hello all sentient beings and welcome to Transmissions Alt Mode, where we talk about all news, comics, and media related to the... On this episode of Transmissions Alt Mode, we are joined by Epyk as we review the first issue of... Great Scott! The first issue of Transformers Back to the Future. Today is Friday, October 16th, 2020, and this is episode 203 of Transmissions Alt Mode.
Welcome to Transmissions Alt Mode, the podcast that discovers that in 30 years, we all become assholes. I'm your host, Daryl, the Cybertronian Beast, and I am joined by the excellent Transmissions team, Jeremy, aka Echo.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. And Epyk, the amazing Epyk.
Oh, yeah. Hello. Let's talk Transformers.
Well done.
Thank you. I thought I got that draw just right.
It all goes to shit when Charles isn't here.
It does.
So, yeah, Charles isn't here. He left us on our own, and we're going to have some fun, even though he's not here. We're going to start off the show like we usually do by talking about Donatrons, the money that people give us. No new Donatrons this week, but if you'd like to donate to us, then that you can. If you don't, it's also cool. We have a Patreon set up that you can donate to. You can also donate through PayPal and all that fun stuff. If you want to support us another way, you can also buy from our transmission shop, www.transmissionspodcast.com/shop. And you can go and see all of our merch that you can buy there. You can get a goblet with our logo on it. That's pretty cool.
Goblet?
A goblet. It's a big cup.
I know what a goblet is. I didn't know TeePublic offered a goblet.
We used to be able to have a goblet. Don't we still have a goblet?
No, you can do mugs. No, you're thinking of a beer stein.
That's a goblet.
It's not a goblet. You can get coffee mugs from TeePublic. Amazing coffee mugs.
Well, they need to be able to do a goblet.
I mean, goblets are way cooler. I think we all agree.
I think we can all do a goblet. Let's do a goblet.
We need a golden crusted goblet.
You can also buy from our friend K-Girl, who has a shop over on TeePublic as well at teepublic.com/user/superstark. And she does a lot of great artwork over there, and you can check it out. You can get t-shirts and masks as well, and we've got a couple of designs up there that work really well for both t-shirt and masks. The new uncut version of Empire of Rust, episode 34, Home is Where the Herd is exclusive to Donatrons and will be out Monday, October 19th. So take a listen for that. And a special treat for Empire of Rust listeners is that the Donatron exclusive special side story, A Hell by Any Other Name, is now available on the feed. Part 3 will also be out Monday the 19th.
And that's the one that had me and Charles participating in the side story.
That's right.
You can listen to me flail as I try to figure out how to play D&D.
I'm sure you did just fine.
I did better than you because I showed up.
Ooh. You gonna take that, Daryl?
Yeah, I will, because I am not as big of a nerd. Nerd! No, I'm kidding. I'm sure they had a good time. I had to wash my hair.
Your facial hair?
Yes. I have lots of it now, as you saw in trips to the store last week, or earlier on this week. Anyway, let's get on with the show and talk some comics news. We're talking about the Viz Media's preview to the manga, Volume 3, but as you saw in trips to the store, I already have it. So I don't know why we're talking about the preview. So let's move on to the next thing.
There's some pages here.
What?
There's some preview pages here if you wanted to see the art before you bought it.
But I already have it.
Like, so cool, our ally, Star Saber. I really need to get this.
If you haven't been buying the manga, and I know it's not for everyone, you should at least check out some of this artwork, because the artwork's phenomenal. It's exceedingly Japanese, so at least check it out to see what the Japanese side of Transformers is.
And this is classic from the 80s. It's not new stuff.
Oh no, yeah, it's like Transformers doesn't get any more Japanese than this. So
Daryl, you own this, but have you read it?
I do.
Do you like the story?
I have not read a single word of it yet.
Okay, we're just staring at the pretty cover. Is what you've done.
It is translated into English for you, Daryl.
I know.
Okay. I just
They're
was curious.
big
I was just
books.
curious
They're
about the
thick.
story. You know, I just wanted to.
They're thick books, and you got to read them backwards.
Yeah, I own one manga book, and
Have you read it?
I have. No, it's not a Transformers manga. It's for Attack on Titan, but it is fun to try to convince your brain to read the wrong way.
Yeah. I'm just flipping through the pages right now, and
You even have to read the wrong way. It's not even just about
crazy.
flipping the pages the wrong way. And I'm sorry, I'm calling it the wrong way because it is the wrong way.
oh my god, you guys need to see what happens on page 10 and 11.
Oh man, send a picture.
I can't. It's too much. You need to buy the book. So yeah, this is fun. It's a neat thing, and we've got. I don't know how many volumes of this there are. Jeremy, do you know?
I don't know either.
Oh, okay. Well,
This does say it'll be on your October 14th pull list, so somehow you got it early.
look at me.
Just Google it.
Up next, we've got some IDW's Back to the Future Transformers goodness with Phil Murphy's showing off how he brought Starscream to life, and obviously he does it digitally. It's very cool to look at the drawing that he's been doing, and how Starscream is brought to life on his canvas here.
That's really cool.
So that's very neat.
Yeah.
It's a different look as to the way that we were talking to Alex Milne in that special that you either will hear or have already heard. Special alt mode interview with Alex Milne.
Time travel is confusing.
So he talks about traditional drawing. And lastly, in comic news here, we've got IDW has officially announced a Beast Wars ongoing comic that will start in 2021. And this was, I think they'd already alluded to this back in, WonderCon, Jeremy?
In May. Yeah, WonderCon.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
we'd already heard about this a little bit, but the big news out of this, for us anyway, was the creative team, which we found out that the book will be written by Eric Burnham, which wrote Transformers Ghostbusters, but the artist on the book is somebody we know very well, but not as an artist. We know him as a colorist, which I guess is still an artist, but this is going to be the first time art duties on an official book. Josh Burcham, who I know has done work for the BotCon books before, which I guess
he's done he did that Christmas special story.
Oh, right. Yes. Okay. So, yeah. So this is Josh's, I don't know, I guess, I don't want to say first time doing art, like
First ongoing.
Artist. Yeah, there you go. So, yeah, but he's definitely no rookie. He's been at this for quite some time and has contributed art in other ways and in other aspects. So, very excited to see Josh's work on this series, and we do get some images here that show off some of his work for the series so far. Something that looks like likely a cover.
They're really going after Beast Wars, aren't they? You got the Kingdom line in the War for Cybertron. Haven't they been putting out a lot of, well, I say a lot, but just Beast Wars figures type things, the bigger Masterpiece guys, and now they're doing a comic. Yeah,
oh, yeah.
Really.
Yeah. Well, this is an anniversary, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, Jeremy, as a Beast Wars mega fan,
I'm all in on this.
I assume that this will be, you'll be pulling a Shelton on every one of these covers as well.
Not every one, because issue 1 is probably gonna have like 25 covers. But I'm on board to get this, and probably will be getting a few of the extra covers. I'm looking forward to this so much, and knowing Josh as we do, he was in the right demographic to watch Beast Wars, so I'm optimistic about the look of the book, and then Eric Burnham knocked it out of the park ballpark with the Ghostbusters Transformers book. So I'm excited to see what we get.
And Epyk, we've talked about how Beast Wars before with you, and how I think you've got some experience with Beast Wars.
Barely. I know it exists. I know that everyone I've talked to, for the most part, has said how I absolutely need to watch it, and I can't just look at the graphics and say, heck no, I have to just watch it because it's great, and I have not yet. So that's where I stand on it. I have not watched it. I think they're weird, but I acknowledge that that's because I haven't watched it to hear the justification of why I should accept that these robots are animals. Hopefully there's a good one so I can accept it. And yeah.
We need to, like, the next time there's a lull in comics, we need to go through Beast Wars.
There you go.
Daryl, because you need to watch it too.
I mean, we'll pick some good episodes. We've done it before.
Why do you sound so reluctant, Daryl?
I don't like it.
There you have it.
He hasn't given it a chance either.
I've given it
How
a
many
chance.
How many seconds of a chance did you give it?
I mean, I was 16 when it came out, so I gave it I've given it a number of chances.
It's your patriotic duty, Daryl. I mean, it was made by a Canadian company with mostly Canadian voice actors.
So it's your fault, Daryl. It's your fault that this exists. You Canadians came up with this.
Yeah. We have our shame too.
I'm not saying I am curious. I do want to just watch it and see, because I've heard so many people rave about it. To me, it just looks absurd. So I will be curious to see, and then we'll see. But any Beast Wars stuff, I just haven't been excited about because I haven't watched it. It doesn't mean anything to me, and I was actually really disappointed that like the last wave of War for Cybertron was going to be Beast Wars stuff. But yeah, this comic thing, I don't know. Maybe I'll like the comics. Never know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and this will be its own like thing. It's not going to be like retelling or continuing on the cartoon. It's basically reinventing the entire Beast Wars thing with the same characters. So, maybe it'll be something easier.
Yeah, and who knows, Daryl? Maybe this will be something you care about. Maybe you'll like this story.
I doubt it.
All right,
but I'll be forced to read it, just like I was forced to read Transformers vs. G.I. Joe by Tom Scioli. So, you want to read a really crap comic? That's one right there.
All right, noted. I don't think
Charles
I want
and Jeremy
to. I don't think I want
Charles and Jeremy will argue that.
Yeah.
The next bit of news that we have, it comes out of the same kind of ties right into this because it's a character there. Jeremy, who's Nyx?
Nyx is a new character that is that little bat guy that you see in front of Optimus Primal.
Wait.
Why not just use Rat
I had
Bat?
these toys. Jeremy. This is the original Optimus Primal's mode. This
is a new character named Nyx.
Optimus Primal was a bluish gray bat.
In the first commercial, and I guess the very first release, yes. But there was also in Beast Machines a bat character called Night Scream, and people are all upset that they just didn't make it Night Scream. This is all we have. Don't get upset. It is what it is, and wait till we get more information. That's all I can say. All right.
I'll give it to you. All right. So we've got a new Beast Wars comic coming, and we've got a new character in there as well. So that's interesting. And our good friend Josh Burcham is doing art duties. So that's also very good. I wonder if he's coloring his own art. That'd be even cooler. So
I mean, he definitely did in this promotional image because that's his style. But
yeah. All right. Well, that's it for comics news. Let's move on over to the review. And I'm going to throw it over to Jeremy.
All right. We are reviewing issue 1 of the Transformers Back to the Future crossover. This is written by Kevin Scott, art by Juan Samu, colors by David Garcia Cruz, letters by Neil Yukitake. I guess I apologize. I don't know if I've said that name before and I've butchered it. Editors are David Marriott and Chase Maratz. So there are 9 covers to this book.
Wait. Before we get into the covers here, Jeremy, I got to ask Epyk. Yeah. I mean, Epyk, I know that you're young, so I have to make sure that you are fully aware. Do you know what Back to the Future is?
Oh, get out of here. Of course I do. Of course I do. I love Back to the Future, okay? I grew up right. It was a part of my childhood. My dad loved those films, and so it was very important to watch those. And I've watched them more than I can count.
Okay.
Yes.
So you do know about what a DeLorean is, and
yeah. And fun fact, I've even had a DeLorean at my. Okay, well, I was living at my parents' house at the time, but my brother, he got a DeLorean. They were using it for some event for like Back to the Future, and then even the Mystery Machine they also had. So I have been in a DeLorean.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So I think what you're telling Daryl is make like a tree and get out of here.
I'm more cultured than you think, Daryl.
I'm very impressed.
If anything else you would have, absolutely, that would be the right question to ask. But this is actually a subject I know of.
Well, all right, Jeremy. Her cred checks out. You can take it over again.
Okay. So, like I said, there are 9 covers. I'm not going to go over every cover. Cover A is kind of a play on the original movie poster with Marty and Doc looking up in shock as the DeLorean has transformed into Gigawatt. Cover B has Soundwave and Biff in this like dystopian present with Marty and Doc and others making Energon cubes. Retailer Incentive has Marty on a hoverboard with Bumblebee and the DeLorean. And Retail Incentive B is a toy cover, which Daryl showed off in Trips to the Store. So there's some others. There's a couple Livio Ramadelli covers. I will say the New York Comic Con exclusive cover was done by Andrew Griffith, and that's a play on the Battle of the Bands audition scene with Gigawatt playing behind Marty and his band, and Huey Lewis in the foreground saying that you're too darn loud. With that, Epyk, which one of these did you like?
I just have to go with the convention exclusive, the RE convention exclusive Gigawatt plane. Like it just that when I saw that one, I loved everything about it, and I just did not like any others after that. No, right. That one to me just really stuck out.
Well,
I did.
Daryl, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that I did appreciate the. Well, I don't know what these are. It's the ones with like Megatron in front of the town hall and the DeLorean, but then there's Optimus in front of town. Like those two. Yep. I really liked the idea behind those of like it being like a time jump almost type thing, you know. Like I thought that was cool, but I don't know what those are. Those aren't official covers, are
those
they?
Those are retailer exclusive covers. Olivia Ramadelli is the artist, and I can't remember who he did them for. If you check his Twitter,
okay,
he'll have who he did it for.
Yeah, because
you can buy it.
Those were the other two that I saw that I liked the idea behind them. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, and those are neat because like there's a scene with Megatron where it's dark and lightning.
Yeah,
and then the same scene but with Optimus and it's light. Well, Daryl, which one do you like?
Oh man, there are some really good covers here. I do like the A cover. It's just a nice, fun cover that, like you said, invokes the original poster. The B cover, like I said in Trips to the Store, I believe it to be a connecting variant. So I'm really hoping that it is because that's what I prepared for. I went with the RIB cover. I'm going with the photo cover because it's not a drawing, I know, but it's the toy that kind of sparked this whole thing, and I'm excited about the figure, and I kind of like it. So that's what I'm going with. No artist, just some schmo with a camera.
Look at the line work on that thing.
Oh, it's just fabulous. Yeah. So it's, some schmuck with a camera took this picture and, photo credit. So yeah, I think it's fun. And, it's you don't see a lot of photo covers, very often. So
do you think you would find it fun if they tried to do more photo covers for things where they tried to use the actual toys to pose in some fun action scene type? You know how there's those people who would do that. They'll take the toys and do crazy scenes and stuff.
Those
do you think
they are fun? So obviously this one really has not much of a background whatsoever. And, if they had created some kind of display that would fit in with the comic, then that's a lot of work put in. Obviously this is just a picture of the figure that just stands there. Yeah. If somebody had gone to the work of putting like a whole display together and kind of
like town hall behind.
Exactly. Yeah.
That
would have been awesome.
I think that's what bothers me about this is like, I do feel like there really wasn't that much thought or anything that went into this, because it's a fairly simple pose. Okay. And it is like no background. So to me, it's like you said, just anyone with their iPhone could have taken this photo, so I feel like to me, I kind of want it to seem like some insane, crazy thing with all the backgroundy type scene setting stuff done.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that this was one of the promotional photos that was taken, and and IDW just said, "Oh, let's use that one for a cover as well." So I don't think it was taken in with the idea of using it as a comic book cover.
Gotcha.
So yeah, but it's still
basically a free cover. Like, they saved money on the production.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think I would choose the New York Comic Con cover. I got I got the A cover, but then I also managed to get one of these during the New York Comic Con sales. I love that scene in the movie, and I like how it's done here. All right, well, let's get into the story. In Hill Valley, California, on the night of October 26, 1985, the space-time continuum is about to be altered forever. Marty McFly just watched his mentor, Doc Brown, get gunned down by Libyan terrorists and is now driving Doc's tricked-out DeLorean in a high-speed chase to hopefully avoid that fate. And he's about to breach the time barrier and change both his past and his future. Hidden nearby, Decepticon spies Rumble and Ravage watch the humans chasing each other with mild disinterest. Back at the Decepticon headquarters, Megatron, with Soundwave standing by, radios Rumble and orders him to report in. Rumble is amused at the humans' antics, but reports there's nothing of interest for the Decepticon cause. No useful advantage for the Decepticons to exploit in their secret war against the Autobots. But then Marty and the DeLorean suddenly disappear in a flash of light. Rumble relays this news, but he has no idea what happened. Soundwave orders Ravage to scan the area and reports the result to Megatron. Ravage detected trans-temporal particles. The humans have invented time travel. Rumble confirms this when he reports that the human teenager who just vanished in the car has just as suddenly reappeared, along with his previously dead human friend coming back to life. Megatron realizes, with access to time travel, he can ensure that the past and future belongs to the Decepticons. He orders Rumble and Ravage to capture the time machine vehicle immediately. The Decepticons follow the humans back from the mall back to their home neighborhood, where Doc Brown now plans to take a trip 30 years into the future. Rumble activates his pile drivers, preparing to strike and catch the humans unaware. But before Rumble and Ravage can attack, they're ambushed by the Autobot Bumblebee. Bumblebee was tracking the Decepticons, and even though he doesn't know what they're up to, he's going to stop them. Rumble's no pushover and uses his pile driver to deliver a savage blow to Bumblebee's face. Ravage joins in the attack, but Bumblebee's got his handful. Just then, Optimus Prime radios B for a status report. He reminds B that keeping the Cybertronians hidden from the humans is of the utmost importance. Bumblebee agrees and tells Prime he's got the situation in hand. He grabs Ravage by the tail and swings him around straight into Rumble, knocking them both so hard they're knocked unconscious and transformed into tape cassette mode. But the ruckus has drawn the attention of the humans nearby. B quickly transforms to his car mode before the humans get close. Doc Brown and Marty think the commotion might be the terrorists following them for another attack. But of course, when they approach, they see nothing but an empty yellow car and a black cassette tape on the ground. Doc picks up the cassette to examine it. Suddenly, the yellow car drives forward, almost running Doc over. Marty pushes Doc out of the way, causing him to drop the cassette in the street. Weirdly, the empty car then backs over the cassette, crushing it. Marty's a little shaken up, since the car seemingly came back to life and tried to kill his friend, but Doc is a little more skeptical. Probably the brakes just malfunctioned. After all, cars don't drive themselves, right? Right now, Doc Brown is concerned with preparing for his momentous trip into the future. Marty wishes him well and watches the DeLorean drive off and disappear into a flash of blue light. This time, Bumblebee witnesses the event, and he doesn't know what to make of it. He reports back to Prime that the Decepticon threat is neutralized. Ravage was crushed, and Rumble escaped. Prime tells B to return to the Autobot headquarters in the Ark. Bumblebee gladly transforms and drives off. Marty's time travel adventures in the 50s have left him exhausted, and he climbs back into his room and collapses onto bed. The next morning, Marty gets a rude awakening. His father, mother, brother, and sister are wearing weird orange jumpsuits with a strange purple symbol in the back. His dad wakes him up at 5 a.m. and tells him it's time to go to work. Marty's extremely confused as they walk out of the house and into a waking nightmare. Giant metal monsters are herding the residents of Hill Valley into weird buses to travel to some kind of work camp. Marty still doesn't understand what's going on, and his family is losing patience with him. The bus takes them to the center of town where things look even stranger. The giant robots are forcing their human slaves to work nonstop, carting and sorting these pink glowing cubes. Everyone looks miserable. Marty thinks this craziness has something to do with his time travel adventure, but of course no one else knows what he's talking about. And his outbursts draw the attention of their human overseer, Biff Tannen. Biff enjoys pushing the other humans, especially the McFlys, around, and orders them to get back to work. But Biff has his own master to answer to. The Decepticon jet Starscream. Starscream treats Biff the way Biff treats other humans, and he holds him responsible for the lack of Energon production. While Biff and Starscream are distracted, Marty sees his chance to rally his fellow humans and fight back. But no one, not even his father, is with him. Frustrated, Marty lashes out with him anyway. He grabs a garbage can lid and throws it at Starscream's head. It bounces harmlessly off, but it does make him enraged. Starscream chases Marty through the streets, and Marty runs for his life. As if by luck or by fate, Marty runs right into a skateboard, and he uses it to aid in his escape. But a kid on a skateboard will never outrun a fighter jet, and Starscream closes in. Just before Starscream catches Marty, the time-traveling DeLorean reappears in a flash of light and rams right into Starscream, knocking him into an abandoned fertilizer plant. Marty is relieved to see his friend Doc Brown has returned to save the day and asks him how time has gone so wrong. But Doc isn't driving the DeLorean. It appears to be driving itself, and to his horror, the car shifts and transforms into another of the giant robots. But this robot is friendly. He tells Marty he needs to come with him so they can fix the timeline and save the future. And that is the first issue. So I like that they included enough of the end of the first movie so you can kind of see where they're going with this. And then it follows a lot of the same beats that Back to the Future needs to follow. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
It is so great. It's just, yes, I like the whole time was just smiling and chuckling because they were like pulling almost exact quotes and kind of reformatting them a little bit around Transformers, but like just keeping in line with the movie and the whole everything. Like it just is so perfect. This is like the best crossover ever. Now, I obviously can't say that for sure because I haven't read that many, but out of the ones I've read so far, this is awesome. I cannot wait for the rest of them to come out because it's just so great. There's so many Easter eggs and nods to the original films and stuff that I just almost can't even handle it.
The artwork for the Transformers, it was...
And the artwork's sweet.
Fairly good for the most part. The humans, I don't know, you can tell they're the actors, but they're not... They're different enough where I guess it's likeness issues. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. So, what else? Did you have any other comments on the story?
No, I mean, it really I love just almost knowing what they were going to say next, because it did such a good job with staying with, like, the idea of the films, that, like, knowing that when he went to sleep that he was going to wake up, and then just loving that it was kind of the same idea of when he woke up that one time and everyone's like golfing, or his brother's going to work, you know, and stuff like that. It's like just that, except no, way worse. But I don't know, it just is so fun. And like him ending up in the fertilizer plant, Starscream, you know, after crashing, trying to chase him on his skateboard, and him holding on to one of the Constructicons that, like, he was holding on to the back of the car in the city, and you know, it's just so great. I loved everything about it.
Cool. Daryl, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, it was very fun. I enjoyed it a lot, and I agree with you and Epyk that it was a great start. The way that they tied it into the movie and showed you exactly where things are happening, and you know what part of the movie they're in, and that kind of stuff when the Transformers show up was really helpful. You know, you can't just these characters exist. The Back to the Future characters exist because of the movie, obviously. So you can't just start writing a new, you know, thing with them without actually, kind of, what's the word, centering them on, you know, where exactly the story's kind of starting.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, you don't with these characters, you need to know exactly like what point of their continuity you are.
Yes.
Like, is it going to be after the third movie where there's the train and, you know.
Oh, yeah. And I did love that about this, where they were just checking out to see if Optimus, right, was in the on this planet or whatever type thing. And they're just getting ready to pull out of there because there's no way. And then when he triggers when he teleports or, you know, time travels and stuff like that, just that piques their interest to keep looking around. Like, they did such a good job of explaining why they'd be there and tying it all in.
Yeah. I will say I noticed an error here from the very first page.
Oh.
The DeLorean that the Libyans are shooting at has Mr. Fusion. And that's clearly not the DeLorean that the Libyans shot at.
Oh
my goodness.
You'll have to write
I have
it
a
and tell
podcast.
them.
I can.
I do agree that the art is actually really good. The Transformers all look decent. They're there's some changes that I personally would make, but the style works. It's not they don't look bad.
Yeah.
They're stylistic, and I think they all look very good.
They're so poppy.
Pardon me?
They just pop. Like, they just pop off the page.
The one gripe that I do have, and it's the same gripe I seem to always have with somebody who's not a regular Transformers artist, is that the faction symbols are stamps, and I feel like I'm sounding like a broken record here, but when they're a stamp, it stands out like a sore thumb on these pages,
It's not always, though.
No, because here's the Constructicon. He's got it drawn on.
I'm at the beginning of the book right now, where Megatron and Soundwave, they have them stamped on. Bumblebee's looks like it's drawn on, and Ravage's is drawn on.
Oh,
Optimus
here's one where it's stamped.
Yeah, I think is a stamp.
It's like they just go in and out of doing it.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I think if they need to do it a lot, like on the back of the jackets, that's stamped.
Yeah,
I feel like I would accept that. It's like I would accept that type of thing, like on a jacket, because it could be like whatever.
But that's the thing that kind of irks me about it, is because the stamp it's harder to vector with regards to like the design, and the jackets are all in different like angles and in motion, but these stamps are just ba-boom, and there it is, ba-boom, and there it is, ba-boom, and there it is, and they can't move it to kind of fit where the jacket is kind of sitting, and then the color is off a bit because the jackets are kind of worn. They're not exactly vibrant, but these insignias are vibrant. Like, you can see it on Blitzwing, who's standing off to the the left hand side, his insignia is right on his belly there, but it is like it's standing out like it's a light.
It's just weird that they drew some of them, but then stamped most of them. It actually looks like why not just draw them? You already had to do a few, and it looks more natural.
Yeah,
like being on them like that.
That's just one thing that kind of bothers me when this thing when it's drawn or when it's not drawn, because obviously the artist can draw them. They're they've done it. They've shown it here. So the fact that some of them are not drawn on, that's kind of makes it worse. But other than that, I love it. Like the action shot of Starscream trying to step on Marty, like that is really, really awesome. So yeah, I do enjoy the art in this book. I think it's great. And the idea that, I'm obviously something happened, something timey-wimey happened that, made it so that we've got Gigawatt here, or Gigawatt, whatever you want to call him. And Marty has no freaking clue how it happened. And we're going to find out, and hopefully in issue 2. But I'm really excited to find out because this book seems fun. It doesn't seem like it's going to be like super serious. It's fun. It's going to be, time, travel shenanigans, which I just love. They're fun and they're great. And I'm looking forward to this series because it's just crazy and I love it.
And I think this, like the Ghostbusters one, doesn't take itself too seriously and consistent within itself, and it's just going to be fun. I mean, the Terminator crossover, it did take itself seriously because it kind of had to because of the story. But I think they've been knocking out of the park with these crossovers lately. Because some of the early crossovers, like Transformers Avengers, ooh, that's a steaming pile. Mm-hmm. But this, even the My Little Pony one, I mean, it's fun for what it is. And yeah. So looking forward to seeing where this goes. So I guess that will be it for our comic review.
All right. And with that taken care of, we're going to go and move on to Transformers Media News. All right. In media news this week, we've got coverage of the Hasbro brand panel at the Festival of Licensing. Oh, I couldn't get tickets to this event. This thing sold out in like seconds. Festival of Licensing. Man, I wish. I'll try again next year. That was sarcasm. I know this is a audio podcast and maybe it didn't come through, but talk about a snore fest.
I thought you were super disappointed.
It depends on what your interest is, Daryl.
Okay. Jeremy, I know that you probably would have gotten tickets to this event because for some reason you find this exciting. So why don't you tell us about this?
All right. Well, I'll skip the stuff on like G.I. Joe and Power Rangers.
Oh, thank God.
Stuff you don't care about. Transformers wise, they teased a place like basically a placeholder image for the 7th live action Transformers movie slated for summer 2022.
Oh boy.
They didn't give any hint of the plot, whether it was tied in with the previous movies, whether it was a reboot, what. It's just we're getting a movie 2022 summer, assuming we have movies again. They were happy with War for Cybertron Siege on Netflix. They say the second installment will be coming very soon. So I'm kind of hoping this fall so, we can watch it sooner rather than later because I'm really excited for it. And then, Daryl, this will really interest you. Mm-hmm. So Cyberverse is over, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it just ended in the Hasbro YouTube channel. I mean, it's been over for quite some time, but
no, you are wrong. It is over. It is not over.
What?
They are going to. So it had 62 episodes, 11 minutes each, right?
Yes.
But they're going to be having 2 TV movies at 44 minutes apiece in the coming future.
2?
2.
Oh my goodness.
So that will be I guess, continuing and tying up all the loose ends for Cyberverse. So I think that Cyberverse was a well-loved show. A lot of people are excited for this.
Let me guess. The first one's going to tie up all the loose ends. The second one's going to introduce Beast Wars.
Well, you already had Cheese War in the series, but they didn't give any plot details at all.
No.
But, a lot of people I've seen are excited about this.
I am.
And
yeah.
So that'll be cool. Yeah. So that's essentially the Transformers stuff we got. And then there's like Power Rangers,
stuff no one cares about.
G.I. Joe, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Right on. All right. Well, next up, we've got some information from E1 that is owned by Hasbro now. And they outline their future entertainment plans for the Transformers franchise. And the president of E1 sat down and discussed it with, Kids Screen Magazine. And according to the E1 president, the next iteration of the Transformers property is most likely following the Cyberverse show is already in the works. Additionally, a comedic show based on the franchise is also in the pipeline. All right.
Yeah. So the whole brand is getting a makeover, so that we'll see. Comedic show would be fun. I would really like a new version of Space Ghost Coast to Coast, but with Transformer characters. I think that would be hilarious. But most people are probably too young to remember that show.
I didn't watch it. All right, next up, we've got another stop motion video. This is from the official Transformers social media accounts. This is actually was released on the Netflix Japan anime Twitter, and it is the bot dance off, they call it. So I actually haven't seen this thing. There are a whole bunch of frames of it.
You just gotta click through them real fast.
Yeah. So, like, essentially, Optimus is.
Holy cow! It's almost 3 minutes long. So you can click on the story itself, and you can see that the first link for Netflix Japan Anime Twitter actually will take you to the link for the video. And yeah, it's almost 3 minutes long for a stop motion video, and that's quite the thing.
That's crazy.
Oh, it's pretty funny. I'm watching it without sound right now.
And while Jeremy watches that, we will finish up the media news segment with a little bit more information on that Cyberverse movie. So, like we mentioned, or Jeremy mentioned, was that we're getting a TV movie about Cyberverse, and some people on the TFW 2005 boards did some sleuthing and uncovered a synopsis. So anyway, they said something about they're saying Bumblebee, with help from a stowaway Dinobot Sludge, Snarl, Swoop, and Slug, and the Autobots set up a plan to take down Megatron X. So so we're gonna get Dinobots. Cool. That doesn't give that much away, I guess, but yeah.
Wait, in this post down here, he's talking about, like, this, whoever found this is talking about, like, some of the designs. Sludge's tail turns into a large sword or a lance blade. Slag has his axe and double-barreled cannon on his back in Dino mode. Snarl's tail turns into a club. Swoop's long tail turns into a sweet whip. And Volcanicus, so they're going to combine. Swoop's wings enlarged to Predaking size, has a large sword.
Mm-hmm.
Has a combined alt mode, which is a dragon.
Interesting.
So Volcanicus is going to be able to transform.
That's neat. All right, well, there you go. There's a little bit of information regarding the one of the two TV movies, or maybe it'll be a two-part TV movie. Who knows? But yeah, so there you go. That's interesting, and that is all the news that we have for alt mode. I guess that's going to do it for the episode as well, since we don't have anything else. No feedback.
Masterpiece donation.
We do. We have to do that. So yes, John 4X Clevengood, who would usually send us some feedback and didn't, but we're going to give you your Masterpiece Donatreon shout out. So shout out. There you go. Hey, how you doing? Thanks for listening, everyone, and stay safe out there. Talk to you later.
See ya.
Bye.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening to this episode of Transmissions. But just because this episode is over doesn't mean the Transformers fun has to stop. Join us and other Transformers fans on our Discord chat server by visiting transmissionspodcast.com/discord. If you would like to learn more about how you could support the Transmissions Podcast, just visit transmissionspodcast.com/support. Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you again next week.
I like big files and I cannot lie.
You other files can't deny. Where should I expect this link though? Jeremy, is that going to be?
He's still making it.
Yeah.
Oh,
One
okay.
second.
Charles is faster.
Charles usually does it during the show. And
He would have had it to me before the show, guys. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He would have.
It's his fault.
Yep.
You'd be able to do so much with that hot tub.
Hello.
Now you gotta say my line.
Let's talk Transformers.
In Hill Valley, California, on the night of October 26, 1985, the space-time continuum is about to be altered Charles wrote this, and he uses big words.
He's got to have a doctorate to do this review.
I don't know why I can't say that word.
I usually have to look away from certain words to say them for some reason. I don't know if that helps.
I'm just going to change the word.
Irrecoverably.
Start over.
I can't even say it.
Yeah. Charles and his doctor words.
Yeah, we're just simpletons, Charles.